Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
Individual people that have their own agenda, people are very happy with my statement of abortion. And you'll see it all across. Everything about abortion, it was all about bringing it back to the states.
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina telling reporters that former president was, quote, making a mistake and that he, quote, respectfully disagrees with Trump's assertion that abortion is a states' rights issue. In response to that, Donald Trump unloaded on his old buddy Lindsey Graham. In one post, he wrote, "I blame myself for Lindsey Graham because the only reason he won in the great state of South Carolina is because I endorsed him." In another post, Trump wrote, "Senator Lindsey Graham should spend more time focusing on all the many people being killed because of our now non-existent border and the millions of people dying in senseless, never-ending wars that he constantly favors and promotes," adding, "Great job, Lindsey." There it is. Do we need to keep reading these? I think we get the idea, right, Jonathan Lemire?
Yeah, we're good.
While most Senate Republicans said they agreed with former President Donald Trump's declaration that he would leave abortion policy to the states.
Donald Trump is lying. This is an individual who has said, along with the other extreme MAGA Republicans, that they are proud to have taken down Roe v. Wade. Donald Trump put 3 Supreme Court justices in place, several of whom, in my view, misrepresented their position before the United States Senate, claiming that Roe v. Wade was settled law. And then the first opportunity they had, took Roe v. Wade down and put the women of America in a position where abortion care has been criminalized in state after state after state. The extreme MAGA Republicans have been very clear. They do not believe in a woman's freedom to make her own reproductive health care decisions. The only reason the former president is claiming to be for states' rights is because he knows he's not for women's rights when it comes to reproductive freedom. And he recognizes that he's in a politically vulnerable position. But there is absolutely zero reason to believe that the extreme MAGA Republicans, the first chance that they had with a Congress controlled by right-wing conservatives, and God help us all, a Republican president would not impose a nationwide ban on abortion. It's what drives a significant number of the Republicans who are part of their base. If Roe v. Wade can fall after nearly 50 years, everything is on the table.
It seems in a rare turn of events, Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina found a spine.
What Donald Trump did yesterday seemed to anger everyone. And you could tell, as so often, the tell for Donald Trump these days is Truth Social. And as the day went on, his posts got more and more angry and more incoherent. And Lindsey Graham took the brunt of them because it was clear, and aides later sort of confirmed this to a few of us, that he didn't like how yesterday went. That video he thought didn't land well. He was getting heat from all sides.
Trump's views on abortion keep changing because they are not based on anything but what will serve him. It's not about the woman. It's not about the fetus. It's all about him. In his first public statement on the topic back in 1999, he said he was very, quote, pro-choice.
Would President Trump ban partial birth abortion?
Well, look, I'm very pro-choice. I hate the concept of abortion. I hate it. I hate everything it stands for. I cringe when I listen to people debating the subject. But I just believe in choice. But I am strongly for choice, and yet I hate the concept of abortion.
But you would not ban it?
No.
Or ban partial birth abortion?
No, I am pro-choice in every respect and as far as it goes, but I just hate it.
Then in 2016, when he was running for president, he said during a town hall that women should be punished for having an illegal abortion.
There has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
Only to backtrack that statement to say that doctors, not women, should be punished in a statement he released after the town hall.
I got rid of Roe v. Wade. Supreme Court justices and the Supreme Court ruled to end the moral and constitutional atrocity known as Roe v. Wade. Very important. We did the Roe v. Wade thing, which they've been trying to get it done. If it weren't for me with Roe v. Wade, you wouldn't even be talking about this. Getting rid of Roe v. Wade was an incredible thing.
I'm the one that got rid of Roe v. Wade.
And what I did by killing Roe v. Wade, which everyone said was impossible.
A woman's right to choose is a democracy issue. This is about freedom of women to make their decisions, families to make their decisions. So when, what's his name, said what he said yesterday, he either is stupid or he thinks the rest of us are stupid. Because this is not, he takes great pride in overturning Roe v. Wade, takes great pride in it. And then the way the press wrote it up just cracked me up because it said, Donald Trump believes that he doesn't believe anything. He believes in his political survival, and that's what he's trying to accommodate. But you can't be a little bit pro-life. You're there or you're not there. And people see that. So he may have outsmarted, well, I hate to say outsmarted because so it doesn't seem to apply. But why would the press say he believes? He doesn't believe anything.
He couldn't keep it straight for that 3-hour period because nothing he said is rooted in any actual principle. It's all about what will help me. As president, he then appointed 3 Supreme Court justices that enable the overturning of Roe, and he took credit for that victory. Then in January 2023, when Trump-backed candidates lost in the midterms, Trump blamed the way the Republicans handled the abortion issue in those states as the reason for that loss, not his own waning influence and popularity. In the last few weeks, Trump has spoken favorably about the idea of a 15-week federal abortion plan, only to then come out and say he wouldn't support a federal ban at all.
The White House and the Biden campaign are actually blaming Trump for Arizona's abortion ruling. In a statement, Vice President Harris says Trump is the one person responsible. Martha, are the Democrats at Biden running on abortion, essentially?
Well, this is a very tricky. I mean, this is an area where they probably should lean in on this issue. It helped them a lot in the midterm elections in 2022. And it is true that the long fight to overthrow Roe v. Wade meant precisely what former President Trump said the other day. This goes back to the states. The states get to vote. In this case, the Arizona legislature decided to bring back into existence this statute that is hundreds of years old on the Arizona books and ban abortion.
And the Biden campaign is hammering Donald Trump on this, out with a new ad just this morning. Part of a 7-figure spending blitz in Arizona comes in direct response to the decision by the state's Supreme Court to uphold an 1864 near total ban on abortion.
Because of Donald Trump, millions of women lost the fundamental freedom to control their own bodies. And now, women's lives are in danger because of that. The question is, if Donald Trump gets back in power, what freedom will you lose next? Your body and your decisions belong to you, not the government, not Donald Trump. I will fight like hell to get your freedom back. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Lindsey Graham, we've been waiting a long time for him to show that backbone that he apparently had when he was friends with Senator John McCain. We're not the only ones. The Charlotte Observer headline says, breaking news, Lindsey Graham gets a spine. You know you have really set aside your principles, your own legislative history, and your ethics when it becomes major national news just because you happen to make a decision that was different than your former boss.
It is dangerous what women now in Arizona are going to have to go through. There are 21 extreme state bans across the country. And it is because of what extreme Republicans elected officials have been able to do. This started with the Dobbs decision. This started with the overturning of Roe v. Wade. What we're seeing today in Arizona and states across the country is the Republicans' plan on abortion. And here's the thing, Alex, they can't run away from it. They can't turn away from it or hide fight from it. This is theirs. They own this. The reason that we are in this situation right now is because the former president put judges, along with the help of Senate Republicans, put judges on the Supreme Court to make this happen, to overturn Roe v. Wade, what was a constitutional right for almost 50 years. Now, we have these types of bans across the country that makes it very difficult for women to get health care. They get turned away from life-saving procedures and getting life-saving procedures. They get turned away from emergency rooms. They are banning IVF. They are trying to criminalize doctors. This is their doing. And so they own this now. And what the president is trying to do, and you heard this in his statement, and you heard him say this over and over again. You heard this from the vice president as well and from the administration, is that they want to protect women's rights, right? Women's right to make a choice on their own bodies. It is something that they should make a choice on. And so we're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to say, hey, you know what? We need to legislate this issue, make sure that Roe v. Wade becomes a law of the land. And you said something during the your interview with the senator, which is every time abortion is on the ballot, Ohio, Michigan, Kansas, Kentucky, California, Vermont, every time it's on the ballot, majority of Americans vote to protect our reproductive freedoms, vote to protect a woman's right to choose. That's what we have seen. We are standing on the side of majority of Americans, and we are in lockstep with them. And Republicans, they don't seem to care. They don't seem to care what majority of Americans care about, making sure that our freedoms are protected.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.